Alright, so if you know me for a while now, I haven't been the easiest going about this game. Dragonball Legends, I don't really like it, I'm gonna be honest. It's a lie, I do. But it has enough problems that it gets very unenjoyable at times. Mainly in the PvP system, but there's plenty of other problems elsewhere in the game. One thing that I'm not always the biggest fan of is this site right here, Game Press. They do tier lists and they provide information a lot about the game, many aspects of it. This particular article here is ranking every character in the game. Well, I don't really agree with a lot of it, to be honest. I don't know exactly what their rankings are. From my assumptions, though, it seems that they are. I think it's pretty clear that they're ranking based on how good the unit is in the current meta of the PvP. And, well, if that's the case, then they got some things wrong, in my opinion. One unit that I like to go to really reference, in my opinion, their misplacements is this guy. One of my favorite units in the game, Namek Goku, Angry Goku, whatever you want to call him. Just looking at some of the people that are above him is really sad, to be honest. Like, look at this guy. Sparking Topo Blue. Sparking Topo Blue, the only reason he's this high and is recently elapsed Namagoku is because of the rise of Universe Survival Saga. Now, yeah, Rival Universe also, but Rival Universe still has many problems. That's a fact. Universe Survival Saga, most of the buffs are coming from Universe 7. The blue Beerus, the green Frieza, Ultra Goku. Yes, Jiren provided a big aspect to the team, but other than that, you're still resorting to red Zenkai Kale and like purple Zenkai Cauliflower. So you don't really have the greatest options. If that's the case, then I don't think Universe Survival Saga is enough to like his placement there is enough to overcome a unit like Namekoku. Topo's a pretty bad and aged unit. His stats are way lower than Namekoku. He does have endurance and a lock-in ultimate, both of which can be very useful. However, Namekoku has many other things that, besides his stats, that put him way over. One thing about Namekoku is his counter blue card. Basically, his blue card, if you do like depending on if you do like a strike, blast, blue card or a green card animation is like a charging forward one, and if you're able to catch them where they're about to hit you, then Namekoku's blue card can counter that, and it will do a lot of damage. It's a very high damaging blue card, especially when he's got some buffs rolling in. And there are many ways for this guy to get buffs. In fact, his last man buffs are a very scary aspect. Of course, they're not perfect, especially since they can be cancelled by many units. But when they do kick in and when they can be used, they just make him a whole different monster. And his blue card also nullifies endurance, which makes sense because it goes into his LF, which is another very great aspect. There are nullifying endurance mechanics to many units nowadays, but that can only be seen in their ultimate, which is only drawn once, or I guess in Gogeta's case, twice. But Namegoku, he draws one from his main ability after he goes Super Saiyan, but of course, you can get one whenever. Like, EX Krillin Zenkai gets one from his main ability. He's a unit that works really great with Namegoku. The only problem is that without leader slot, you can only use him on one team, and he's not a great unit. Like, he's mainly defense. You could use him on a blue purple. I did that for a while. However, again, he's mainly defense. His green card's not bad, to be honest, but other than that, there's not really too much to him. His stats are horrible. Even the defense isn't anything great. In fact, Namekoku has greater defense. He's just such a bad unit that you don't care if he dies. It's kind of like Hero Hercule. His paralysis comes in super handy, but then, like, if you don't have somebody with endurance or a rival on your team, then you just sack off Hercule because what's the point, right? But anyways, Topo, endurance and the lock and ultimate isn't enough. He has Universe Survival Saga, but Namekoku's teams aren't the worst, but they're certainly not the best. But in my opinion, having Saiyan and Super Saiyan, let's be honest, those are the only big teams right now. Sun Family's dwindling. It still has a good support. Like it's definitely better than like Rival Universe right now, especially with the arrival of Ultra Goku. But it's definitely like Vegeta family or Vegeta clan is much better in my opinion because it's got really strong Zenkais and LFs, both of which it has much better than what Sun Family has right now. But also they have Blue Boys. But I mean, Blue Boys is both. But I mean, in comparing to Rival Universe, Sun Family is still much better. What else to say? Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about Topo. Like, even the green card for Namagoku, I think is better, especially with that Vanish Restoration. If it had Blast Armor, it would be way better, to be fair, but that's like a little perk, especially since it's on activation, where he gets the Vanish. So even if your green card doesn't land, then he still gets, the Vanish. Maybe you can use a play like that, where you can make a player Vanish, and you get your Vanish back, so then you can Vanish his next attack, if you know what I mean. Overall, Topo's stats are really underwhelming. He has some nice things to him that Namagoku doesn't, but let's be honest, Namagoku absolutely destroys this guy. Even in the teams, Universe Survival Saga isn't enough. This EX Android 17, I just don't get. He has one team, Android, and Android isn't even that good right now. Like, he got some mild buffs with the two free-to-play units and 21 Zenkai, but it's still far underwhelming compared to Saiyan, Super Saiyan, dare I even say Sun Family, to be honest. And not to mention, like, even with Topo, Namagoku provides a lot of support for the meta. I know he's not the ideal option now for some of his teams, right? I know that. But is sparking Topo the ideal option for Universe Survival Saga Blue? Is he even an ideal option on the core in the first place? Like, I guess there's not too many other blues. I know. But then, why don't you just not use a blue? I use Ultra Goku, Frieza, and Jiren now. Even before Frieza came out, I used Topo, the God Topo. Like, why would you use this guy? Namagoku is a lot better of an option, because even if you're not using, let's say on Super Saiyan, you don't have Ultra Gogeta, Bardock, and Super Vegito, well, you don't have one of them. Typically, Namagoku might be your substitute. That was like a formula that I was going for quite a while, where you combine Namagoku with Bardock and another good purple for Super Saiyan, right? Like I used to do with Revival Gohan before Vegito came out. But you get the point. Also, he's a Zenkai. He's Zenkai buffs units, and Zenkai buffs is like a whole other tier when it comes to providing support for your team, besides just support that might be provided in game as well as Z ability, right? He Zenkai buffs Ultra Gogeta, which is pretty much an uncontested best unit in the game. He has some competition, but like even if you want to say in your own mind, okay, fine, second best, it's still like come on now, he's pretty undisputed when it comes to best. But even if somebody's thinking maybe he's a second or third, it doesn't really matter because he's such a great unit either way. Other than that, though, he doesn't buff the greatest amount of units. Like who else does he buff? He buffs Blue Saiyan, so Bardock. Bardock really only has a place on Super Saiyan. And now the Super Saiyan's starting. In my opinion, God Key has surpassed Super Saiyan by this point. Super Saiyan's still a good team, no doubt, really, really good. But with LOE being such a hard counter to it now, I don't know. Who else is he buffs this guy, and this guy's actually really great. This is Vegeta, especially on a God Key and Vegeta clan. Who else does he buff here? Buffs the LF Broly and the Zenkai Broly, but like after that, you just get the units that you don't really care too much about. This Vegito's not even that bad, but this Trunks, I think I agree kind of with his placement here. But anyways, back on track here. Point is, like these two units, for example, are far below Namagoku. 17 stats are horrible compared to Namagoku. His utility is non-existent, really, especially compared to Namagoku. And he has no good teams. He has one team, and that team is worse than most of Namagoku's teams. You get what I mean? Let's go to these two guys, personally, I think are a little overrated. When it comes to that, looking at them as a whole, they have nothing on Namagoku, but it's mainly the fact that they provide a lot of support, namely really for one team, and that's Mono Purple. But I think most of Vegeta's buffs, besides like the -3 Dragon Balls on death, go towards purple units, if I'm not mistaken, which is why he was so used there, but never before, right? That's kind of the thing, in my opinion, about him. I think they should probably be below Namagoku, but that's my opinion. I can see how these are a little too more controversial when it comes to Namagoku. One thing I will say that this guy, for example, has is defense. He's pretty much just a tank. Like his offense compared to Namagoku is terrible, but his defense is actually better. To be honest, I really don't think Kid Buu should be above Namagoku too. The main thing he has is the. I'm talking about the main thing. I know he has some other things that can make him pretty good, but the main thing he has is his high vanish restoration on the green card, which, to be fair, is better when it comes to purely looking at getting the vanish restoration, and it also gives you more than Namagoku, but still, especially with the lack of great teams. I mean, powerful opponent, to be fair, has been rising a lot. But other than that, he only has regeneration, and that's about it. So I feel like Namagoku still wins in that aspect. I still feel like he has more of a place around, right? The only thing is that like he has a little bit more usability because Namagoku has, in my opinion, a little bit more competition than this guy when it comes to who you're using on a, let's say, like a blue for powerful opponent. That's kind of uncontested. I can't really. Well, I mean, you have the revival Frieza. If you're not making pretty much an LOE team for powerful opponent, which is what this site kind of does, well, let's take another a blue for powerful opponent. I guess this Broly, but he has nothing on the. Yeah, he doesn't have much on this guy at all. 21, blue 21, way worse teams. And to be honest, the only thing I guess she might give is a bit more support to her allies. I think that's about it, though. She's a very underwhelming unit right now, and especially with more blue options for Android. Yeah, I don't really think. Like I'd rather use most of the time the blue 18 from Tournament of Power. I think she should be below Namigoku. I think these two really should. So should this guy. If I'm gonna speed run a bit and just list some units off the top of my head, this guy, this red Frieza. The only reason this red Frieza is kind of trending is because what was it? Yellows are a lot more dominant and they're like a lot. They're appearing a lot more in the as the top units, especially with the arrival of the yellow Ultra Goku. But like the only thing I would give him above from Namagoku is probably the green card. I really like his green card, especially since it gives paralysis, and that can be definitely annoying. But still, I mean his teams are better. Let's be honest. But I mean he has a red, but that's also the thing. You're not really finding too many reds. In my opinion, his lackluster stats and kit don't really make him an ideal option. If you're going to be running a Lineage of Evil team, you might as well just go like a green blue or a green not green blue, a yellow blue or a yellow green. You get what I mean. The two full power Friezas and the blue revival and the green angel golden Frieza. To be fair, that pod Frieza he got completely sidetracked. Like where is he now in the tier list? He's right here, just below Bardock. Coincidental. He just got looked over. Like this guy came out and now he's pretty much been shoved off. He's not a bad alternate, really. He's a really good alternate. If you don't have Golden Frieza, which most people are gonna get because he's available till August, then he's a good alternative. He has blast armor on the strikes. He has some powerful strike and blues. Especially with being a green, he can deal with Ultra Gogeta, which is. But I mean, I feel like Angel Golden Frieza, he's a way better unit, especially since he is more than just an Ultra Gogeta counter, if you get what I mean, which is really what I feel like this guy mainly was. I mean, he also has the paralysis for the green. I mean, in my opinion, I think the green card is better than Angel Golden Frieza. Like, I know Golden Frieza does have some things to it, especially when it gives you the blue card on its first green, but I still feel like first one Frieza is better. If we go into some rankings here, though, like, let's look. To be honest, I don't think Demon King Piccolo should be above 21. Especially since 21 also has regeneration, like Piccolo. I don't really think. I don't think Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Gogeta should be above Rose Goku Black. They put the Goku above the Vegeta. I would probably have to agree with that. His defense is what's the word now? Substantial. It's incredible, phenomenal. The cover change isn't the most useful, but it can be an annoyance, especially when you don't have anybody to switch into, or if you're going into a yellow and then you want to use this guy, or if you're using a blue and then you switch into this guy, or you get what I mean. There are definitely some things you can do there. This Gohan, honestly, poor guy here. Like even at times his blast damage and his stats can compare to Ultra Gogeta's, but that's just his big lack of teams. I mean, I don't even think really this Bojack or this Goku should be above him. This Ultra Mega Shenron's way too high. Even Bardock. I'm gonna be honest. Like this guy is probably above Bardock. Maybe not this guy. Namek Goku's super underrated. He's above Bardock. He is above this guy. He's above Fusamasu. And the Vegeta here. And this 17 by a long shot. Honestly, this whole thing is just riddled with a lot of mistakes, in my opinion. Dare I say, put Super 17 above Goku. Yeah, there's definitely a lot about this to kind of hate on. But overall, in my opinion, it's never really been accurate. There have been more times where it's been more apparent. In my opinion, around the time before, some months back, before we got Blue Boys and whatnot, November, like maybe the summer, I was pretty upset with how it was going. But yeah, you can really just look at a unit and then look at another unit above it and say, really? Like, are you really that good? Whis is overrated, really. The green card is not as bad as some people are saying. And I know he does provide some support, cover change nullification. Really, I think this Beerus is above the Whis, to be fair. This guy is a little overrated, though. I feel like I could swap out these two. Like, Chilled should be above this guy. Especially as the meta is kind of making way for teams that don't revolve around Ultra Gogeta. This guy counters Super Saiyan and Saiyans, you know? He provides health buffs for his team, and he's not a trash unit. He also does some Zenkai buffs to the Force Form Frieza, which is a pretty big unit he's on that team. Like, there's definitely a lot going for him. It can make sense. This guy literally is a hard counter to this guy too, so... Like, even without the Super Saiyan, anti-Super Saiyan, if you're using this counter Super Saiyan, which 99% of the time you will, because he's such a great, core to that team, you're done. If you're using him and the opponent's using this guy too. Gohan, I feel, is a good place, really. I mean, there's a lot more I can say, but I don't want to make this whole thing too long. If I do decide to make part 2, but I kind of wanted to lay the groundwork for a little bit of few of my complaints here that I had to make. Like, for example, this Zamasu. I know he has Zenkai buffs, but come on now. Better than Namek Goku? Better than Gohan, even? Actually, Gohan's up here. Never mind. What's another unit that you might want to... Who else could I really say? To be fair, I think this Android 18 isn't as close to Namek Goku. I think she's ranked here higher because I think it goes from left to right, so... She's not better. I'm sorry. Don't get all on the Vanish Gauge restoration, the cover chain, I mean the type nullification and the high strike damage, okay? I know. Yeah, that's overall, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Just a short video on. I don't really agree with much this site has to say, but I do like the dedication they put into all of this. And I do like many other things, right? Like some of the teams. I did for after a while have to realize this is the top team. Like they're not gonna put every single alternate team that you could do. They're going to usually use the best units. Should probably figure that out from the start. But even then, sometimes I do disagree with the teams they do here. I could feel that there are better combinations. But, yeah, for now, team tier list. Very glad they put God Key finally above GT. It was down there for a while. I don't think GT... Like, why is GT above Saiyans? How? It's Saiyans. It's Saiyan. It's literally 90% of the units in this game. Like, look at this. How did they change the GT team? Who even came here? Like, yeah, he has Gogeta and the leader slot characters, okay? You don't even need to put the leader slot characters as the leader slot on Saiyans to work. You can put a flippin' Angel, Golden Frieza for all you care. Or Jiren. Because they're already Saiyans. Honestly, and everybody on the bench is trash compared to the alternates you would find on a Saiyan team. If anything, the green, the SJ3, but still, the GT shouldn't be above Saiyan. What else do I take a bit of issue with? Okay. I think, to be fair, I think Vegeta Fan might be better than Future. But what else is there? Universe Survival Saga. I think it's good. God Key is certainly above that. Fusion, kind of funny because really at this point Fusion's just an extension of Saiyan. Fusion is just Saiyan, but with Majub. Like look at the team. I guess some of the support characters may be different, but look at this. These are all Saiyan units. Like they have Future go on the leader slot. It's a different story. Again, it's just the Gotenks and Majub on one of the teams. Even though half the time, like the core isn't even using Majub. But if you run into a lot of purples, which is going to be pretty easy, because purples are still the most dominant team. In my opinion, when it comes to dominance, like when you see the units, from all the units, how many are purple in the relevant in the meta? Right now, it's going purple. I think Ultra Gogeta carries blue, in my opinion. Well, actually, blue. I'm thinking blue Saiyans, but like I know purple is definitely up top. When it comes to, I think it's between yellow, green, and blue. Red is at the bottom, and then between yellow, green, and blue. And a lot of people also, I want to kind of touch on the subject. When it comes to the new Zenkai units, it's been really apparent, especially with, like I don't even think they did the Death Buff Goku. Where is he? This Goku or this Chill that bad. But like especially lately with the Kale, Goku Black, this guy over here, and the new Super Trunks who you'll find way down here. You notice that they're not very great units. Like even the Goku Black, he's not a terrible unit. He has some really great defense. The Vanish Restoration can come in handy sometimes. Giving the Nullify Endurance on the ultimate has been really helpful, and his strike damage is also pretty good at times too. But and he works really great against yellows as expected for a red unit, and of course his teams. But he just hasn't been what people were expecting him to be. He's not nearly as good. There are many things that they could have done with him that they didn't, and that wouldn't have made him too powerful. And in fact, I feel it's a little underpowered. Like especially though the Kale and this Trunks though, they were ruined a lot more than expected. To be honest, I think it's kind of a no-brainer that they're putting a lot more shine on the LF units and the Ultra units, especially since so many LFs have been passing the Legends Limited, whatever you want to call them. I don't even know why they call them Legends Limited, to be honest. But why they've been surpassing Zenkai units. I mean, this guy is really good, but to be fair, he's an LF unit too. But yeah, they have definitely kind of been straying away, because one thing though about the game that they really didn't like was how much they catered towards Zenkais. Nowadays though, the Zenkais are super easy to get. Like you can literally get them by doing the missions on the mission board, and the battle gauntlet, combine them, boom. But they had the same system for some really good Zenkais. Like this Endurance Frieza is nigh unkillable sometimes, which is why Reds are so powerful. are so needed because sometimes it really feels like without a red, this guy's going to be staying in for so long. Plus endurance. I know there's a lot of nullify endurance, but like still, it doesn't come just with every single card. This guy's endurance is still a factor to be considered, but sometimes it feels like you don't even recognize it because like, he's so tanky. And I guess like if you use an ultimate on him before gets his endurance, then well you just don't even see it. But yeah, that's my feeling about that guy. He has one of the most powerful green cards when it comes to what it can deflect. He can chain it with his blue card only, but that's more than enough, especially considering his next blue card after his main, which already gives you a blue card in the first place, deals 100% damage. Also, considering the fact that it always nullifies endurance like Namigoku and his anti Saiyan buffs. And again, he's anti Saiyan buffs. Look at all these people. Like it's, I know now they're starting to shy away from Saiyans, which is another thing too. Like yeah, you still have some really great Saiyan units and the best units in the game. But I mean, like the top two. But then look here. Look how many Frieza units. Jiren, too. Having a high placement. Some hybrid Saiyans doing some pretty good things, too. Like, Gohan can still be used. I know they're a little bit of aged units, but especially with the release of this Trunks, right? The Frieza units mainly. But again, you have some hybrids. You have Jiren. Whis is getting pretty high. A little overrated, but Beerus, Zamasu, Assist, Chilled. Who else? This guy too. Majub. Mega Shenron's rising. But yeah, they're definitely starting to want to put a lot more. I do have a lot of people that I would like to see into this game. I do feel that I want to see the Trunks from when he came and killed Mecha Frieza, as well as Mecha Frieza himself. One thing though is that Universe Survival Saga, in my opinion, is starting to lack on reds. Same thing with LOE. Like this guy is trending high, but he's an aged unit. Let me go fetch him. Where is he? There we go. Little bastard. Okay. Yeah, he's aging, you know, and then Metal Cooler is not doing that great either. In fact, he's a lot worse than this guy. Like, look where he's ranked. Where is he ranked? Way down here. See? But yeah, I think LOE could use a different red, another red, and Universe. Oh, why am I saying Universe Survival Saga? Mecha Frieza isn't from there. You know, it'd be really interesting if they put him in the Android tag. I mean, technically he is. He's a cyborg, but that's no different from Android 17 and 18. So, I mean, if they do, then, you know, Whippy Kaye, we could definitely use some new reds on Android, but, yeah, that would definitely be for LOE and Frieza Force, too, because you'd be on Frieza Force. Frieza Force, though, does have the LF Ape Vegeta, though, so it has a little bit more diversification. I mean, it doesn't have Cooler, but I would definitely take Vegeta over Cooler any day. Who else? Yeah, the green Trunks. We did just get this Trunks. I was thinking about him way before we even got Golden Frieza, the Angel Golden Frieza. But this green Trunks isn't doing it. For Super Saiyan, for Hybrid, he's not doing it. I think that if we got like a really good All-Star banner, maybe the blue card, maybe they got like an ultimate, like maybe Trunks, they could do it a few ways. Maybe the blue card is the burning attack, and then the ultimate is him cutting up Frieza, you know, the finisher he did against Frieza. Or maybe the blue card is the finisher against Frieza, where he just cuts him up and then quickly blasts him away, and then, you know, it's like a reset where they start at a long position. And then his ultimate is the finisher against King Cold, sword animation and all. It look a little weird. Like, I don't know about me, but I don't know why Gogeta would just go strike Trunks with a sword and all that. But then again, with the animations we've seen here, it's nothing too out of the ordinary. Mecha Frieza, similar thing. You don't have too much. I'd like to see a King Cold unit, probably with blast armor, because they have a tendency to do that with big, bulky units. But I would definitely like to see some new guys coming into the game. We haven't seen too much of that. Like, even Whis, we have an EX Whis. I know it's not much, but Golden Frieza. To be fair, this is a Frieza we haven't seen. We have not seen Tournament of Power Frieza, so I'll give them some credit for that. But if we're looking like when a brand new character, okay, has come to the game, Jiren has already been out. So many Bardoks have been out. Like, who else? Beerus here we have, but we had a couple Beeruses by the time. They just have not seen a new character. I think really Majub might have been one of the earlier instances of like a brand new character because looking down here, like corrupted Zamasu too, I guess. Because we haven't seen a few Zamasu. To be fair, I'll give them a little credit. I mean, it's the same character, but just like a really different iteration. So, like a different transformation, right? It's not really a transformation. You get what I mean. We have not seen a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or a GT Gogeta. So, not quite a different character, but like again, it's like saying Dragon Ball Z Goku versus Dragon Ball Super Goku, right? Yeah, definitely been some time. So I would like some new characters. Supreme Kai, I feel, would be a great unit. I don't know if they would put him on God Key because I don't know if he was quite utilizing God Key. I don't think he was, but I would already know what his green card would be, and you probably know too. But you got a couple animations to go off with them. But yeah, overall, that's kind of my thesis. But I'll make another video on Dragon Ball Legends soon enough, where I'm actually playing the game and providing some commentary. But that's kind of all I really have to say. Too much. It's not all I have to say. But I am not really feeling like saying much more right now. So I'll see you later. Bye.